Wait. Did you or did you not read James Hadley Chess? If you didn't, don't worry. No problem at all. But you can look for the book by James Hadley Chess, The Way the Cookie Crumbles. Ha! I have just read something purportedly, allegedly said by Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula. Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula is saying that the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, deputy president, was a wrong move by Ruto. President William Samoei Ruto. Ha! So that's when you know that the cookie is beginning to crumble. You know, I am one of those who thought it was a dumb move from the word go. I also just couldn't align with the idea that Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua would be impeached for the things he was saying about the tribe. Of course, Gachagua is a Kikuyu nationalist, no doubt about it, and he talks about it. That's the only thing he says, basically. If he becomes president, I don't know which country will be running. But let's face it, you cannot impeach, and I said it in my videos, Gachagua because of tribalism. While when you look at which president in Kenya was not tribalist? Jomo Kenyatta was the worst ethnic chauvinist. Daniel Moi akafuata Nyayo. Daniel Moi followed Nyayo, if I can put it that way, and filled the cabinet with his own tribesmen. Parastatals, what have you? The same trend we saw with Uhuru Kenyatta, the same trend we have seen with William Ruto. Sometimes I want to excuse the presidency of Mwai Kibaki. And I want to say this man, of course, Mwai Kibaki basically led us to almost the first civil war in this country. And it was because of ethnic chauvinism. Because the Kikuyu elite did not want to give up power when they actually lost it in 2007. But sometimes I want to excuse Mwai Kibaki. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. There is something there. There is something I saw in Mwai Kibaki that was different from all the other presidents. So when Gachagua was being impeached, and that small boy from Ukambani was being fed all this information, most likely from the intelligence, I just couldn't align that. Because, you see, the problem is, we, all of us, majority of Kenyans were already focused on saying this presidency has failed. And the presidency had not failed simply because Ruto and Gachagua were no longer friends. The presidency had already failed. It was Rigathi Gachagua was telling us about shareholders. Basically, he was saying, this government belongs to Kikuyus and Kalenjins. That's what he was saying. You know? Anyway, fast forward. Moses Masika Wetangula, the man who was laughing and smiling and giving snide remarks during the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. The man who said crazy things. In fact, I think he even went to rallies and said, yes, this must be done. when the cookie crumbles.